Hi everyone, it's Helen here. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today we're going to be making this large album here. The disc binding system is back in stock and we have a brand new cover for the large album. I'll be going through everything as we go through. This is the new Vintage Market collection that I have just released and I'm really excited about this one, and we're going to be making a version of this today. This one was made by Vicky. You get the cover, there's also the large album and some brand new die sets here as well. I love that. That is so fun. So this is going to take a few episodes of this, and in today's episode we're going to be making the pages and the cover, and then in episode 2 and 3 we'll be adding all of our different bits and bobs. We even have this beautiful triple pocket here. So let's jump straight in with making the cover. Right, so I've got all of my little bits and bobs for today prepped. Some of this will take us through into other videos. So I've got my papers here for my pages. I've got a couple of pages already prepped, and I'll be showing you exactly how to pop everything together and which die sets go with what area. So I've got my pages prepped, and then the cover here, that's ready to go, as well as my paper choices from the new 12 by 12 pad. So let's have a quick look at the die set and what I have cut out. So here it is. It's a lot of metal in this. There is 9 elements, but as you can see these are quite large pieces because it needs to hold the large album, which is this die set. So we'll be working with this cover first. So let's go through the cutting guide. You're going to need to die cut one of these, 2 of these, and this one does actually come with a stitched mat there, so 2 of those. This is the belly band that's going to hold your album securely at the back so it doesn't move about. Let me quickly show you. There we go, it slots in just here at the back and there's a pocket there that it fits into. So 2 of those pockets. One is essential for the back, the second one is optional. You can have that at the front. It's really useful to pop extra tags in and stuff. And that also comes with a stitched mat. And then we have the front and back covers. So 2 of these, I've got these cut already, and that also comes with a stitched mat as well. So I've got my little choices here already made for the inside and outside covers, again using the new 12 by 12 pad. I love this new pad because it comes with loads of ephemera inside it as well. And then we have a sentiment with the shadow base, and you'll also be needing to use with this system some discs. So these are 24mm discs. There we go. You can find these on Amazon. Make sure they are 24mm due to the sizes of the slots. And then to secure our pages in place, we have the album disc binding die set. This is a back in stock item. This sold out pretty fast on its launch last year. You get 3 sizes here, so this will go for the small, the medium and the large albums from the Simply Made craft range. So we're going to be using this large one today, and again, as I said, we'll be using it with the large album, and it's going to be standing up, so this binding strip here will go down the long side. Now these albums do come with all of their own binding as well, so you have a choice there now if you have the whole collection of whether you want to make an ordinary album or one that is disc bound. Right, let's set this aside and now we can start assembling. So I'm going to start with this one first. I've already folded all of my score lines already, and if you do find that if you've used thick paper and you need to kind of reinforce the score line back in again, that does happen with thick paper, just go in with the scoreboard. These are straight lines, so you can get those popped in nice and easy. I'm going to be using some bookbinding glue today. And I'm just going to add our front and back covers first. So I'm going to do one at a time. So add your glue just down the side of one of these tabs here, go right up into the corners here. That's really important for your covers. Basically it means that this bit here in the corner there is going to be glued really well with no like loose flappy bits. So let's pop this on. I'm going straight up to the score line, I want the score line to be visible so you can still see it and it's still functional. If you go over the score line, it's not going to function very well, but you kind of just want that score line just visible. Right, there is our first one. Turn that over and then add the second one. There we go. I've chosen some craft cardstock for this because I think it goes really well with the paper collection, but there's so many lovely colours in the paper collection. You can match your cover colour to anything really. You can do white, you can do green, or just pick some colours from here. There's so many lovely things that you can choose from, but I thought the craft will be good today. And then adding all of your paper mats front and back is also going to add some sturdity as well. And in a separate video I'll be using my fabric paper to make this cover as well, so make sure you are subscribed. If you click the icon just down there in the corner, it will subscribe you, so there's no looking around for things. Right, so here is our cover mostly done now. I'm going to go in with my bone folder and just press everything down, because I can see here it's loosening up slightly because of the nature of the craft cardstock. It does kind of want to lift slightly. So that's all pressed down. Now let's work on our pockets. Again, this is quite essential for this back pocket to be there, because this is what's going to hold the back page of the album in, and that is what holds it securely inside the album. See, this is coming together really nicely already. So what I'm going to do is I'm definitely going to be using my bone folder for this one. I've already creased everything, but I just need to go in and press everything down. Now these little tabs here are quite skinny. We really wanted to keep the costs down on the die set here. If I'd have gone for larger tabs, it would have increased the price that we pay and what you eventually pay for this. So it's just a great way there of just keeping the costs down. So make sure these are glued down really nicely. If you want to go in with some skinny red tape, you can add glue on top of that red tape as well. So I know this craft cardstock does have a little bit of extra time with glue drying, so we could be in there for a little bit of pressing down with the bone folder, just because of the nature of the craft cardstock. Right, so I've got all of my glue already popped on. Now let's pop this down. Now again, this glue does dry clear. I think at the moment this glue is out of stock, I know, but I will link it down below, so once it reappears, the link will work for that one. So I will keep that link there, because you might be watching in a month's time or a year's time. Right, so I'm going to go in my bone folder now and press everything down. I'm happy where everything is. I know a little bit of glue has come out from there. So I'm just going to keep going around and pressing this down. Okay, there is our first one done. Right, let's work on the belly band now. I do need to cut some mats actually for the belly band. I didn't do that, but the guy actually did that, but we can choose that a little bit later. It's a finishing touch. It's not that important just yet. So let's get these together. They have little tabs here on the end there. We're just going to glue them together. Again, if you are using craft cardstock, use a little bit of red tape just to speed up your drying time, and it's perfectly fine to add glue on top of your red tape. Right, so I'm going to carefully fold this down and then line everything up and press everything down just on this top side. So do not seal this. This needs to go over your album first before we start sealing the top section. So slide that on there. Now this is designed to be larger than the height here of the cover, so that it can actually slide. Now it's up to you whether you want to have this fixed in place or sliding, but if you do fix it in place, add your glue at the back there. Right, so I'm just holding that in place, just whilst that dries. That is our album pretty much almost done for the cover. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through the options here. I'm going to pop that on as well, but I've got these here for the pockets here, and then for the inside covers I've kind of colour matched it the best I can here. These papers will all work together, but I kind of like this pattern here with this lovely textured mustard colour here, so that's going to go on there. And then this is what it's going to look like. Then this can go under here and through there. There we go. I might even just leave the belly band as it is because it's a nice contrast. That will go through. It's just getting caught on the tabs there. Okay, so here's our dry run for the inside, and then for the outside I have the gorgeous teal polka dots, and then I will then add my decorations and mats, and I'll probably add some more floral effects as well. Okay, so I've got everything stuck down. I've even glued down the belly band from the back there. I've slipped the paper underneath and then glued that down, so that does not move now. That is really going to keep the back page secured nicely. So I'm just going around and curling all of these little score lines here now. It's not that important, but you can do this if you want to. There we go. So I now have nice curve, and that is now ready to pop our album inside. So let's get assembling on our pages. So we're moving over now to the large album, and for each page you need to die cut 2 of these. You can either create a pocket page with this, you can play with these tabs here depending on which ones you remove. You can create flaps as well. So I've got loads of tutorials on how to make this into a pocket page, so today I'm going to show you how to do this with flaps. Right, so here are the 2 style pages we're working with today. Now this one here lifts upwards just like that, and then this one here opens out sideways. So as you can see, this really does expand the amount of space we have for adding ephemera and photos and other memorabilia. It depends how you want to decorate this, whether it's more of a traditional scrapbook style or whether it's going to be pockets and tags and photo mats and lots of ephemera. So let's start with this one first. So you need to die cut yourself 2 of these. Now I will get a question on what I have used. So the cardstock I'm using for this is Blissful Yellow. It's a very, very pale yellow, and I think it works really well with this collection. So I have die cut myself 1 page using this, and then another one, and I've trimmed the tabs off both sides. I've trimmed sides off. Right, so to make this into a folding outwards to the left or the right, we are going to trim off the bottom tab there. Okay, so we can discard this tab and then fold the remaining tab down, and again use your bone folder. I did almost crease that in the wrong place, so definitely get in there with your bone folder. There we go. Okay, and then with our piece with both tabs trimmed off, we're going to join that together. And you'll notice the tabs are a larger size on the large album. So I do actually have a lot to say about this album because it is a complete system, and I did actually forget to mention at the beginning of the video that this is a large format die set, and you will be needing to use a large format A4 size die cutting machine. Okay, so these are now joined together. There we go. So let's move over now to our binding. So as I said before, the mini album for the large, or all of the mini albums, now come with their own binding. Okay, I'll pop a picture here on what that looks like. So it's a complete album in itself. There's no extra die sets you need to buy to complete this. So it has everything that you need in there. So to make it into the disc bound, you're going to be needing this die set right here and the long piece to go along the side. Right, so let's get this glued on. I've got my strip there. There is a score line. I'm hoping you'll be able to see it. Be easier to see on the die set here. There is a score line here. That is your guide as well as being as part of the tab. So add your glue to the tab here, but don't go over the score line, and make sure you go right up into those little corners like we did with the cover piece. And I'm also, this is a top tip here, I'm also using this as the same colour as my base pages, just so it flows really nicely. I'm just going to, you can choose however way you want to add this on. I'm just deciding which way I'm going to do it. So I'm going to do it like that, the tab here, and then I'm going to slide this on using the score line as my guide. And then once I'm happy with that, I can still just about see that score line. It's just there. We do not fold that score line. It's literally just there as a guidance. And there we have a page that folds out that way. Now repeat the same on the next one for the top one, but we're going to cut this slightly differently. So let's grab our paper trimmer out. We're going to trim off the long side. So we have this tab here, but yeah, theoretically it should be at the top because it's a top folding thing. Right, so let's get this long one chopped off, and then assembly is literally just exactly the same as what we've just done with the other one. Okay, I'm just going to fold this down before it's fully dry, just to make sure the sides are all lined up. I'm going to press that down. There we go. Right, so let's add our binding piece here just to the side. It is easier to open that up first and then try and line everything up. It's just so much easier to see what's what. And then do also try to keep this as straight as possible and lined up as straight as possible with the score line. Otherwise your pages might sit slightly wonky, which I don't enjoy. Okay, there we go. There is our page. I'm only planning on putting 4 pages in here. Now I do need to make one more because that is what is going to be holding our little album inside the back. So as these open and flap up and open the sideways, I basically just need the back page just to be plain. It's literally just there as an anchor, so it doesn't need any detail on there whatsoever, but feel free to add some paper to that. Okay, so I've got my little last page here. It's just completely blank. I'm going to paper matte the front. I'm going to leave the back plain, and then I'm going to go in and matte these. I probably haven't got enough cut out here to do the whole lot, but there'll be enough here to get me started. And with the large album, with these mats here, you get the die here to cut your mat out completely like that. And we'll also have a pocket choice here with a mat too, but this will be for other videos in this series. Okay, so I've got all of my bits and bobs added. I didn't cut any new pages to pop in here because I am going to leave a couple of bits plain. One, because it's going to give me some choice whilst we're decorating, and two, I have loads of scraps left over from the paper pad to just make little mats and things. I can add different types of paper and patterns. So I have here the blank one on the inside and on the left hand side of the page. That is just going to give me more options. I can add just a plain cardstock here that matches the paper here, or I can use the embossing folder as well to add a bit of texture. So it's just going to give me some choices here on where I have left them blank, and it's also a great way of utilizing your paper pad as well, because I really do want to get hold of the scraps that we have left over when we make these albums. So let's get to the fun bit now. We're going to be adding our discs. So I have here some 24mm discs. These fit in with the cover that we have just made. If you do want to use larger discs like I have done with this blue album here, these are larger. I think these are 1-inch discs here. You can actually use this without the cover and just go for larger rings. It's just that these rings here fit inside the slots for the cover. So let's choose some colours now. I think I might just stick with, oh, maybe pink. Well, actually no, I quite like the blue. We could do it all blue. We can alternate them. Let's get some of the paper. So we can choose some colours here from there. I think that goes really well. So I'm going to spread these out a little bit, and then these will help me choose my colours. So I could actually do one of each, because I do have some mustard here as well, and this green might look good, and then we can just alternate them. I think the purple might be a bit too much. Maybe we'll leave the purple out. I need 9, so maybe we'll have a purple in the middle, and then we will repeat the colours again. Oh, actually we do have a yellow, a lighter yellow. That might be all right. Right, so I've got my 9 colours chosen. You can just go for gold if you want to, or a silver. Just make sure if you're using the cover, go for 24mm. So we're going to be starting off with our back page first. I'm just going to snap this on. It's just to get this started really, and they will be kind of loose and wobbly until we start adding the rest of the pages. Okay, there we go. There is our first lot done, and I'm going to pop it like that, and it's going to do this weird thing as it's doing, and then we're just going to slide these on. I'm actually doing this upside down, but get into whatever position is easiest for you to get these popped on, and it's good to use your thumb and your finger here just to kind of help those mushroom slots there go onto the disc. There we go, there is our next page. Okay, so here we have our album. It's quite skinny at the moment, but we haven't got any dimension in there at the moment, like extra mats, ephemera and all that, and I don't really want to put anything bulky inside these flaps as well. So if there's anything bulky, it's going to be on the main pages. So let's pop this inside of our cover. Okay, so take your last page. I am very tempted to switch these out for a metallic. I might do that, we'll have to see. Okay, and that pops inside there. Let's close all of our pages now. Okay, and then to close this off, we can just pop that through, and if you want to just line this up as you close it, those will go through those slots just like that. Right, so this album is now ready for us to carry on decorating. So make sure that you are subscribed. You can click the icon in the corner or find the subscription box further down, where we'll be continuing to decorate the inside here with the waterfall, the triple pocket, and any other pockets that are included in the die sets. We'll also be playing with the embossing folder, which is a lovely lace embossing folder, and also decorating the front cover here. Okay, so I hope you really enjoyed this new system. I'm really glad to have the disc binding strips back in stock. I absolutely love these. They are so much fun, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.